What's good with y'all? As a lot of y'all know, 2K25 isn't really a good game. In fact, it's one of the worst 2Ks I've ever played in my life. But as of lately, people have been calling this the worst 2K of all time. And for good reason. This game is wired to make you crash out. But you also have to remember, this isn't the first time 2K's come out with some absolute garbage. There have been a few games in the past that have made us feel the exact same way. So is 2K25 really the worst 2K of all time? Let's find out. So first off, let's get this out the way. The other contenders for worst 2K of all time are 18 and 21, hands down. Out of these three games, we're gonna find out which one is truly the worst. The first thing we're gonna look at is the gameplay. 2K18's gameplay had major flaws, the main ones being blow-bys, snatchbacks, loose balls, people missing wide open layups, and people making heavily contested shots with a good amount of them being whites. 2K21's gameplay was bad on both current and next gen. There was a speed glitch that never got patched, it was harder to green, people were making whites consistently, and in fact, 2K made badges that helped you make whites more often. And I don't know why, but they had everybody sliding around like we were playing on ice or something. In 2K25's gameplay, we obviously know it's trash. You can't green consistently because of RNG, there's no contest system, people can hit whites left and right, there's a slingshot effect for the bums, and there's just no common sense in the game. In 25, you can go for a rebound by yourself and your player will tip the ball up, jump the other way, or forget how to grab a ball entirely as if he's not supposed to be in the NBA. You can't even dribble without running into invisible walls, they're always taking you out of animations, and there's more, but if I named every problem, we'd be here forever. And look, I was playing 2K18 again just for this video so I could see how trash it really is. That game is terrible, I'm not gonna lie to you. But at least in 18, if you were beating someone, there was no slingshot effect. In 25, do you see the shots that people make just because of the slingshot effect? It's crazy. I saw someone hit 100% contested red very early from like 40 feet and they hit it because the other dude was up 7 or something like that. That makes the game significantly more trash, and I can't forgive that, bro. And 2K18 and 25 have some of the same problems, but after playing 18 and 25 one after another, I think 25 has the worst gameplay. 2K18 is at least consistent with this stupidity. Like after a while, you know what to stay away from because you know what's gonna happen. In 25, they out here finding new ways every day to surprise me of how trash this game is. But anyways, the first L goes to 25. At number 2, we got the MyCareer story. The MyCareer story for 2K18 was pretty decent to me, even though it didn't really make any sense. I don't know how you go from playing street ball with randoms to playing in the NBA. But anyways, the story wasn't bad at all, and the cutscenes were actually funny. The only thing is, they unfortunately had B Fresh in there. But if you look past that, everything else was good. 2K21's story wasn't bad either. It was a normal high school, college, NBA story, and you even got to take a trip to Snow Bunny Heaven. 2K25, however, doesn't really have a story. Like, they have the whole Heart of a Dynasty thing, but that's only like 4 games, and there's nothing really special about it. Like, it's got a game or two of when you and your manager played together in high school, a FIBA game, and an open gym with Austin Reeves, and that's it. That's the story. So I think it's obvious who lost this round. Out of all of these story modes, 18 is my favorite because it's funny. 21 tried to be like a drama, but I don't know how I feel about that. And number 3, we got the builder. 18's builder was really simple. All you had to do was choose your height and weight and play styles and you were good to go. 21 was the first freeform builder where you could for the most part do whatever you wanted. And 25 is the more restrictive version of 21's builder. I think we can all agree this is a no-brainer that 18 lost this round. Not saying that 18 had a bad builder, but compared to 21 and 25, I don't think it's really fair. It was a different time, a more simpler time. But out of these 3 games, it does give the least amount of variety, so I'm giving this L to 18. Next up, we got the park and the rep system. The neighborhood in 2K18 was extremely mid to me, I'm not gonna lie. It just felt like it lacked color and personality, but I don't hate it, I just think it was mid. Like, the neighborhood was cool for the time because I guess we didn't really have nothing like that, but it wasn't really nothing crazy. One thing I remember that was crazy is you had to pay for haircuts in that game. That was trash. I think it was like $2.50 per haircut, bro. Imagine taxing us off of haircuts, bro. That's crazy. 2K21 City was the first city we ever had, and it was huge, and though we thought it would be cool, it ended up being way too much. Like, the thought of it was cool, like having a big city that you could just like explore and walk around in or whatever, but we don't hop on 2K to explore the city, we hop on 2K to hoop. If I want to go explore a city, I could go play GTA or something. And 25's park is basically the medium of those two. It's a pretty reasonable size. They're not really wasting space like they were in 21. Every spot kind of has some purpose to it. Out of all these, I'm actually gonna go with 2K21 being the worst part because it really was too much. Like, we didn't need a GTA map to hoop. Like, it looks better than 18, but 18's made more sense and it was easier to navigate. As far as the rep system, 18 had the road to 99, 21 had the rookie to legend rep system, and 25 has the rookie to top 10. I'm gonna give this L to 25 because only 10 people can be the top rep, and I feel like hitting legend pretty much doesn't matter anymore. In my opinion, the rookie to legend is the best rep system 2K ever had. Like, hitting legend was fire, even hitting 99 was fire, but like top 10, it's looked at different. It doesn't have no aura, and I don't know, I feel like people just don't really care if you're top 10 on 2K. Like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't hold the weight that it used to if you were like a legend or something. So it only makes sense that 25 gets his L, I'm not gonna lie. And number 5, we got the community. So in 2K18, the community pretty much all agreed that the game was absolute butt juice and hated it, but people were still playing it, and this where a lot of content creators got their start or began to blow up. But as a whole, the community wasn't rocking with 18 at all, and people still have a strong hatred for this game, calling it the worst 2K of all time almost a decade after its release. 2K21 was a pretty mid-year in the community. Nothing special really happened. Even though the game was trash, we were still kinda in lockdown, so we were gonna play it regardless. But this is when some of the big content creators started leaving the community to do other content. And 2K25 in its current state has people saying the game sucks, it's the worst 2K of all time, and they'll never buy the game again. And even though a lot of people are capping, there's gonna be a good amount of people who will not buy 2K again because it's getting bad. The community feels dry, there's no excitement, and everyone's getting tired of 2K putting out mediocre projects. So unfortunately, I have to give 2K25 another L. And when you look at the score, it does look like 2K25 is in fact the worst 2K of all time. And look, I'm not saying that just because it's the newest one and it's pissing me off now. I actually looked into it, and though it's not the worst in every category, it is the worst overall. And if you know me, you know I hate 21 and 18, especially 21. I think whoever developed those games should be living in a box like Squidward. So it's not like I was fiending to put these two over 25, because to be honest, I don't hate 25 that much. Like, it's trash, but it's kind of whatever to me. But when you look at it in its entirety, 2K25 is actually the worst 2K of all time. With all that being said, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you think 2K25 is truly the worst 2K or if there's another one ahead of it. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.